Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. In today's fast-paced world, we're constantly bombarded with information, demands, and stressors. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, anxious, and like we're losing control. But what if there was a philosophy, a way of thinking, that could help us navigate these challenges with grace and resilience? The power of Stoicism, how to live a calm, resilient life. That philosophy is Stoicism. It's not about suppressing emotions or becoming emotionless. It's about understanding what's truly within our control and what's not, and focusing our energy on the things we can influence. Imagine being able to face adversity with a sense of calm, knowing that you have the inner strength to handle whatever life throws your way. In this video, we'll explore the core principles of Stoicism, from the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius to the insights of Seneca and Epictetus. We'll unpack practical techniques you can use in your everyday life to cultivate resilience, manage your emotions, and find true peace of mind. We'll discuss how to apply Stoic principles to relationships, work, and even dealing with difficult situations. Whether you're a seasoned Stoic practitioner or completely new to the concept, this video is for you. Get ready to discover the power of Stoicism and learn how to live a calmer, more fulfilling life. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Let's dive in. The origins of Stoicism, a journey through time. Stoicism, a philosophy emphasizing virtue, reason, and living in accordance with nature, didn't emerge from a vacuum. Its roots are deep, drawing from various philosophical traditions of ancient Greece and evolving significantly over centuries. This exploration into the origins of Stoicism reveals a fascinating lineage of thinkers who shaped its core principles. The seeds of Stoicism, Zeno and the early influences. The story begins with Zeno of Citium, a merchant who, after a shipwreck, found himself in Athens and was drawn to philosophy. Around the early 3rd century BCE, Zeno founded the Stoic school, which took its name from the Stoa Poikil, painted porch, where he taught. Zeno's teachings were a blend of influences. He was deeply impacted by Socrates, particularly Socrates' emphasis on virtue as the sole good and his method of questioning. The Cynics, with their radical rejection of conventional social norms and focus on simple living, also played a role in shaping Zeno's thought, though he ultimately diverged from their more extreme views. Other philosophical currents of the time also contributed to the mix, creating a fertile ground for the development of Stoic philosophy. The development of Stoic doctrine, from Cleanthes to Chrysippus. Zeno's initial teachings were further developed and systematized by his successors. Cleanthes, the second head of the Stoic school, emphasized the importance of self-discipline and endurance, adding a layer of practical application to Zeno's ethical framework. However, it was Chrysippus, the third head, who truly solidified Stoicism as a comprehensive philosophical system. Known for his logical rigor and prolific writings, Chrysippus refined Stoic logic, metaphysics, and ethics, establishing a framework that would guide Stoic thought for centuries to come. He provided a more structured approach to understanding the cosmos, human nature, and the path to virtue. The Roman Stoics, practical wisdom for everyday life. Stoicism's influence extended beyond Greece and reached its zenith in the Roman Empire. Here, the philosophy took on a more practical and applied character, focusing on how to live a virtuous life amidst the challenges of Roman society. Seneca, a statesman, playwright and advisor to Emperor Nero, exemplified this practical approach. His letters and essays offered guidance on managing emotions, dealing with adversity, and living a meaningful life. Epictetus, a former slave who became a renowned teacher, emphasized the power of self-control and focusing on what we can influence, our thoughts and actions, rather than external events. His Enchiridion, handbook, became a cornerstone of Stoic practical philosophy. Finally, Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, stands as perhaps the most iconic Stoic figure. His Meditations, written as a personal journal, offer profound reflections on Stoic principles applied to the daily challenges of leadership and life. These writings, filled with wisdom and self-awareness, continue to inspire readers today, demonstrating the enduring relevance of Stoicism. The Roman Stoics, building upon the foundations laid by their Greek predecessors, transformed Stoicism into a philosophy not just to be studied, but to be lived. The core tenets of Stoicism, a framework for the good life. Stoicism offers a powerful framework for navigating the complexities of life and achieving inner peace. At its heart lie four cardinal virtues, guiding principles that shape the Stoic path. These virtues, coupled with key Stoic ideas, provide a practical roadmap for living a virtuous and fulfilling life. The four cardinal virtues, pillars of Stoic living. The Stoics believe that virtue is the sole good and the foundation of happiness. These four cardinal virtues are interconnected and essential for living a Stoic life. Wisdom, this is the ability to discern what is truly good and valuable, separating what is within our control from what is not. It involves understanding the natural world, human nature, and the principles of logic and reason. Wisdom guides our choices and actions, ensuring they align with virtue. Courage. Courage isn't simply about physical bravery. In Stoicism, it's the strength of character to face adversity, hardship, and even fear with resilience and fortitude. It's about acting virtuously even when it's difficult, standing up for what is right, and accepting what we cannot change. Justice. Justice encompasses fairness, integrity, and treating others with respect and compassion. It involves acting for the common good, fulfilling our duties, and contributing to a just society. The Stoics believe that we are all interconnected and have a responsibility to one another. Temperance. Temperance is about moderation, self-control, and balance. It's not about suppressing desires, but about understanding them and not being controlled by them. Temperance allows us to live in accordance with reason, avoiding excess and living a life of balance and discipline. Key Stoic principles, practical tools for life. Beyond the four virtues, several key principles underpin Stoic philosophy and offer practical tools for navigating life's challenges. The dichotomy of control. This is perhaps the most fundamental Stoic principle. It emphasizes the distinction between what is within our control, our thoughts, judgments, and actions, and what is not, external events, other people's opinions, and the course of nature. By focusing our energy on what we can control, we minimize anxiety and maximize our potential for living virtuously. Amor fati, love of fate. This concept encourages us to accept and even embrace the things we cannot change. It's not about passive resignation, but about recognizing the inherent order of the universe and finding meaning even in adversity. By accepting what is, we free ourselves from resentment and find peace. Memento mori, remember death. This isn't about morbid obsession, but a powerful reminder of the impermanence of life. By contemplating our mortality, we gain perspective and prioritize what truly matters. It encourages us to live each day to the fullest and appreciate the present moment. Negative visualization. This technique involves imagining potential setbacks or difficulties. By mentally preparing for adversity, we reduce our fear and anxiety, and strengthen our resilience. It allows us to appreciate what we have and be less attached to outcomes. These core tenets and principles provide a comprehensive framework for living a Stoic life. They offer practical guidance for cultivating virtue, managing emotions, and finding peace and fulfillment in a world often filled with challenges. Developing inner peace through Stoic practices, a path to tranquility. Stoicism offers a practical roadmap to achieving inner peace, a state of tranquility and freedom from emotional turmoil. It's not about suppressing emotions, but about understanding and managing them effectively. This chapter explores actionable Stoic practices that can help you cultivate this inner peace in your daily life. Daily Stoic exercises, integrating philosophy into action. Stoicism isn't just a theoretical philosophy, it's a way of life. Incorporating daily exercises into your routine can help you internalize Stoic principles and develop greater inner peace. Journaling. Inspired by Marcus Aurelius' meditations, journaling provides a powerful tool for self-reflection and personal growth. Take some time each day to write about your experiences, thoughts, and emotions. Analyze your reactions to events, identify areas where you can apply Stoic principles, and track your progress. Ask yourself questions like, what did I do well today? Where could I have done better? What Stoic virtue can I focus on tomorrow? This practice enhances self-awareness and helps you understand your patterns of thinking and behavior. Practicing mindfulness, Stoicism emphasizes living in the present moment. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation or simply paying attention to your senses, can help you cultivate this awareness. By focusing on the now, you reduce the tendency to dwell on the past or worry about the future, both of which are common sources of anxiety and distress. Mindfulness allows you to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, creating a space between stimulus and response. Accepting what cannot be changed, this is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Recognize the dichotomy of control and focus your energy on what you can influence, your thoughts, judgments, and actions. Accepting what you cannot change, external events, other people's behavior, and the course of nature, is crucial for achieving inner peace. This acceptance doesn't mean passive resignation. It means acknowledging reality and choosing to respond virtuously and effectively, regardless of the circumstances. Reframing adversity, Stoicism encourages us to view challenges as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. Instead of seeing difficulties as setbacks, reframe them as tests of our resilience and virtue. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? How can I use this experience to become stronger and wiser? By reframing adversity, we transform obstacles into stepping stones on the path to inner peace. This practice helps us develop mental toughness and find meaning even in suffering. By consistently practicing these daily Stoic exercises, you can gradually cultivate inner peace and develop a more resilient and balanced approach to life. It's a journey, not a destination, and every step you take brings you closer to a more tranquil and fulfilling existence. Stoicism in daily life, transforming everyday experiences. Stoicism isn't confined to ancient texts, it's a practical philosophy that can be applied to every facet of modern life. Integrating Stoic principles into our daily routines, relationships, and work can transform the way we experience the world, leading to greater resilience, peace, and fulfillment. Stoicism in relationships, navigating the human landscape. Relationships, while a source of immense joy, can also be a source of significant stress. Stoicism offers valuable tools for navigating the complexities of human interaction. Practicing patience and empathy, Stoicism encourages us to understand that everyone is on their own journey, facing their own challenges. Practicing patience and empathy allows us to respond to others with compassion and understanding, even when their behavior is frustrating. It reminds us that everyone makes mistakes and that offering support and understanding can strengthen our connections. Responding to conflicts with rationality rather than emotion, conflicts are inevitable in any relationship. Stoicism teaches us to approach these situations with reason and logic, rather than being driven by our emotions. By taking a step back, observing our reactions, and considering the other person's perspective, we can respond more constructively and find solutions that benefit everyone involved. Understanding that others' actions are beyond our control, this is a crucial Stoic principle to remember in relationships. We cannot control how others think, feel, or behave. Focusing on what we can control, our own reactions and actions, allows us to detach from the emotional roller coaster of trying to change others. This doesn't mean we don't care about our loved ones, but it frees us from the frustration and disappointment of trying to control something that is ultimately outside our grasp. Stoicism in the workplace, thriving in the professional sphere. The workplace can be a breeding ground for stress, pressure, and difficult personalities. Stoicism provides a valuable framework for navigating these challenges. Remaining calm under pressure, deadlines, demanding bosses, and workplace politics can create a pressure cooker environment. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm and focused in the face of pressure. By focusing on what we can control, our effort, our preparation, and our response, we can minimize stress and perform at our best, even in challenging circumstances. Handling criticism constructively. Criticism, even when well-intentioned, can be difficult to receive. Stoicism encourages us to view criticism as an opportunity for growth. By objectively evaluating the feedback, separating the message from the messenger, and identifying areas for improvement, we can use criticism to become better at what we do. Prioritizing ethical decision-making. The workplace often presents ethical dilemmas. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of acting virtuously, even when it's difficult. By prioritizing integrity, fairness, and justice in our decisions, we maintain our character and contribute to a more ethical work environment. By consciously applying these Stoic principles to our relationships and work, we can transform our daily experiences. We can develop greater resilience, improve our communication skills, and find more peace and fulfillment in all aspects of our lives. Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be studied, it's a way of life to be lived. Stoicism and emotional resilience, navigating the landscape of feelings. Stoicism doesn't advocate for emotional suppression. Instead, it offers a powerful framework for understanding and regulating our emotions, allowing us to navigate the inevitable challenges of life with greater resilience and composure. This chapter explores the Stoic approach to managing difficult emotions like grief, anger, and fear, emphasizing the importance of reason and understanding. Managing difficult emotions, a Stoic approach. Stoicism recognizes that emotions are a natural part of the human experience. The goal is not to eliminate them, but to understand their origins and respond to them in a way that aligns with virtue and reason. Grief, the deep sorrow caused by loss, is an unavoidable part of life. Stoicism encourages us to accept loss as a natural process, a part of the cycle of life. While acknowledging the pain, Stoicism advises against dwelling on what we've lost. Instead, it encourages us to focus on gratitude for the time we had with the person or thing we've lost, and to appreciate the lessons learned and the memories shared. This shift in focus doesn't diminish the pain, but it helps us to move forward with acceptance and resilience. Anger is often a reaction to perceived injustice or frustration. Stoicism teaches us to recognize the source of our anger. Is it a reaction to something within our control, or is it triggered by something external? Often, anger arises from unmet expectations or a sense of being wronged. By understanding the root cause, we can respond more rationally. Stoicism encourages us to pause, take a breath, and consider the situation from a more objective perspective. Is our anger justified? Is it productive? How can we respond in a way that aligns with virtue and reason? Often, the most effective response is not an immediate emotional outburst, but a calm and considered action. Fear is a natural response to perceived danger. However, fear can also be triggered by irrational thoughts and anxieties. Stoicism encourages us to face our fears rationally. What are we truly afraid of? Is the fear based on reality, or is it a product of our imagination? By analyzing our fears, we can often diminish their power. Stoicism also reminds us of the dichotomy of control. We cannot control what might happen in the future, but we can control our response to it. Focusing on what we can control, our preparation, our resilience, and our ability to act virtuously, helps to minimize the impact of fear and allows us to face challenges with greater courage. Stoicism provides a practical framework for managing difficult emotions. By understanding the nature of our feelings, recognizing their sources, and improve our communication skills, and find more peace and fulfillment in all aspects of our lives. Stoicism is not just a philosophy to be studied, it's a way of life to be lived. Stoicism and emotional resilience, navigating the landscape of feelings. Stoicism doesn't advocate for emotional suppression. Instead, it offers a powerful framework for understanding and regulating our emotions, allowing us to navigate the inevitable challenges of life with greater resilience and composure. This video explores the Stoic approach to managing difficult emotions like grief, anger, and fear, emphasizing the importance of reason and understanding. Managing difficult emotions, a Stoic approach. Stoicism recognizes that emotions are a natural part of the human experience. The goal is not to eliminate them, but to understand their origins and respond to them in a way that aligns with virtue and reason. Grief, the deep sorrow caused by loss, is an unavoidable part of life. Stoicism encourages us to accept loss as a natural process, a part of the cycle of life. While acknowledging the pain, Stoicism advises against dwelling on what we've lost. Instead, it encourages us to focus on gratitude for the time we had with the person or thing we've lost, and to appreciate the lessons learned and the memories shared. This shift in focus doesn't diminish the pain, but it helps us to move forward with acceptance and resilience. Anger is often a reaction to perceived injustice or frustration. Stoicism teaches us to recognize the source of our anger. Is it a reaction to something within our control, or is it triggered by something external? Often, anger arises from unmet expectations or a sense of being wronged. By understanding the root cause, we can respond more rationally. Stoicism encourages us to pause, take a breath, and consider the situation from a more objective perspective. Is our anger justified? Is it productive? How can we respond in a way that aligns with virtue and reason? Often, the most effective response is not an immediate emotional outburst, but a calm and considered action. Fear is a natural response to perceived danger. However, fear can also be triggered by irrational thoughts and anxieties. Stoicism encourages us to face our fears rationally. What are we truly afraid of? Is the fear based on reality, or is it a product of our imagination? By analyzing our fears, we can often diminish their power. Stoicism also reminds us of the dichotomy of control. We cannot control what might happen in the future, but we can control our response to it. Focusing on what we can control, our preparation, our resilience, and our ability to act virtuously, helps to minimize the impact of fear and allows us to face challenges with greater courage. Stoicism provides a practical framework for managing difficult emotions. By understanding the nature of our feelings, recognizing their sources, and responding with reason and virtue, we can cultivate greater emotional resilience and navigate the ups and downs of life with more peace and composure. It's not about becoming emotionless, but about becoming masters of our emotions, rather than being controlled by them. The influence of Stoicism in modern society, ancient wisdom for contemporary challenges. Stoicism, though born in ancient Greece, continues to resonate powerfully in modern society. Its principles of virtue, reason, and acceptance have found application in diverse fields, influencing prominent figures from military leaders to entrepreneurs, and offering valuable tools for navigating the complexities of the 21st century. Stoicism in business and leadership, thriving in a competitive world. The business world, with its inherent pressures and uncertainties, has embraced Stoicism as a source of wisdom and resilience. Many successful individuals have publicly acknowledged the influence of Stoic philosophy on their approach to leadership and productivity. How figures like Tim Ferriss and Ryan Holiday use Stoicism for productivity. Authors and entrepreneurs like Tim Ferriss and Ryan Holiday have popularized Stoicism in the business world, highlighting its practical applications for increasing productivity and managing stress. They emphasize the importance of focusing on what you can control, accepting setbacks, and prioritizing virtue over external validation. These principles help individuals to stay focused, resilient, and grounded in the face of challenges. The role of Stoic principles in decision-making and leadership. Stoicism provides a valuable framework for ethical decision-making and effective leadership. By emphasizing reason, justice, and courage, Stoic principles guide leaders to make sound judgments, even in difficult situations. Stoicism also promotes emotional intelligence, allowing leaders to manage their own emotions and respond to others with empathy and understanding. Stoicism in sports and performance, achieving peak potential. The world of sports, with its intense competition and focus on achieving peak performance, has also found value in Stoic philosophy. How athletes use Stoic mental training. Athletes at all levels are increasingly incorporating Stoic mental training techniques into their routines. These techniques, such as negative visualization and focusing on the present moment, help athletes to manage anxiety, build mental toughness, and perform under pressure. By focusing on what they can control, their preparation, their effort, and their attitude, athletes can maximize their potential and achieve their goals. Developing resilience through adversity. Setbacks and failures are inevitable in sports. Stoicism provides a framework for dealing with these challenges with resilience and grace. By viewing adversity as an opportunity for growth and learning, athletes can bounce back from setbacks stronger and more determined. Stoicism in the military and crisis management. Composure under pressure. The military and fields involving crisis management often require individuals to operate in high-pressure, life-or-death situations. Stoicism offers valuable tools for maintaining composure and making sound decisions under extreme stress. How soldiers and first responders use Stoic practices to stay composed. Soldiers and first responders often face traumatic events and must make split-second decisions that can have significant consequences. Stoic practices, such as focusing on the present moment and accepting what cannot be changed, help these individuals to stay composed and focused in the face of danger. Applying Stoic resilience in high-pressure environments. Stoicism's emphasis on resilience and mental toughness is particularly relevant in high-pressure environments. By cultivating inner strength and focusing on what they can control, individuals in these fields can manage stress, make sound decisions, and perform effectively, even in the most challenging circumstances. The influence of Stoicism in modern society is a testament to its enduring wisdom. From business and leadership to sports, the military, and everyday life, Stoic principles offer valuable tools for navigating the complexities of the 21st century and living a more virtuous, resilient, and fulfilling life. Criticism and misconceptions about Stoicism. Setting the record straight. Stoicism, while offering a wealth of wisdom, has also been subject to criticism and misunderstanding. Some perceive it as cold, detached, and emotionally suppressive, while others view it as overly rigid or passive. This chapter addresses these common misconceptions and clarifies the true intent of Stoic philosophy. Addressing criticism, debunking the myths. Several recurring criticisms paint an inaccurate picture of Stoicism. Let's examine these misconceptions and offer a more nuanced understanding. Is Stoicism cold and detached? This is perhaps the most common criticism. Stoicism is often portrayed as a philosophy of emotionless robots, detached from the joys and sorrows of life. This is a fundamental misunderstanding. Stoicism doesn't advocate for the suppression of emotions. Instead, it emphasizes understanding and managing them. Stoics recognize that emotions are a natural part of the human experience. The goal is not to eliminate emotions, but to avoid being controlled by them. Stoicism encourages us to experience emotions fully, but to do so with reason and awareness, rather than being swept away by them. It's about cultivating emotional resilience, not emotional detachment. A Stoic can experience joy, sadness, or anger, but they do so consciously and intentionally, without letting these emotions dictate their actions or judgments. Does Stoicism reject emotions? Closely related to the previous point, this criticism suggests that Stoics believe emotions are inherently negative and should be avoided. This is also incorrect. Stoicism distinguishes between passions, uncontrolled, irrational emotional responses, and good emotions, joy, love, gratitude, etc., experienced with reason and virtue. Stoics don't reject emotions, they reject uncontrolled emotions that lead to irrational behavior and suffering. They value positive emotions that arise from virtuous actions and a clear understanding of the world. A Stoic can feel love, happiness, and compassion deeply, but these feelings are grounded in reason and virtue, not blind impulse. Is Stoicism too passive? Some critics argue that Stoicism promotes passivity and resignation, encouraging people to simply accept whatever happens without taking action. This is a mischaracterization of the Stoic approach. Stoicism emphasizes the dichotomy of control.